Denied. That's a response from a judge to a bond reduction request. The request coming from the former Border Patrol agent accused of killing 4 people in Laredo.
Today, witnesses from both sides testified at his hearing. Channel 5's Valerie Gonzalez was there and brings us the very latest from Laredo. Valerie.
Right now, little over $2.5 million bond stands between Juan David Ortiz and his release. His attorneys call that amount suppressive, while the district attorney's office calls Ortiz a flight risk and a danger to the community. And to make that point, they brought out their star witness to the stand. Juan David Ortiz is accused of killing 4 people in Laredo last year. He went before the 406 District Court Judge Oscar Hale today. Ortiz was attentive, scribbling down notes and leaning forward throughout the hearing. The first witness for the state was the woman who got away. Erica Peña testified she escaped from Ortiz's truck after he pointed a gun at her. She led law enforcement straight to Ortiz after he killed his 3rd victim last September. State prosecutors established Peña and her family live in Laredo and that Ortiz is familiar with their home address. Ortiz's attorneys called the bond suppressive, and through testimony offered by Ortiz's mom, uncle, and a friend who served with him in Iraq, they set out to prove that neither Ortiz nor relatives have enough money to pay the $250,000 bail, at 10% of the $2.5 million. The state's district attorney explains a reduction in bond in a case like this is a typical request.
This is very common, and I think that the defense is doing their due diligence in their job in representing Mr. Ortiz zealously and presenting evidence of their own, justifying that the bond being reduced. And our job as representing the state and these victims is to oppose that.
The state set out to establish there is a fear in the community if Ortiz is released. Their second witness, a captain of investigation for the Webb County Sheriff's Office, said that had they not stopped Ortiz, he said he would have kept going. Prosecutors showed photographs of a rifle, handgun, taser, and ammunition laid out on Ortiz's kitchen counter. He reportedly said he knew law enforcement was closing in and anticipated a confrontation. The judge went ahead and denied that request for a reduction in bond, and it still stands at $2,510,000. If he were able to make that bond, he would be subject to certain conditions, including home confinement, GPS tracking, and he wouldn't be able to get close to any weapons or the victims or their families. Now, he will remain in custody, in state custody, until he can make that or until his trial. His trial still has not been scheduled, but ahead of that trial is another capital murder case, also involving a Border Patrol agent accused of killing his girlfriend and his child. In Laredo, Valerie Gonzalez, Channel 5 News at 6.